Stop holding things so close to your chest and stop thinking you're the only person that can do it. We're going to talk a little bit about time management and self-management because we know we can't manage time. I know that's the fancy word for it, but we cannot stop that clock from ticking. That's just the reality of life. Let's call it what it is. But what we can do is we can manage ourselves. We can manage what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. That is up to us. Nobody else controls that. There's no outside factors. There's no anybody in your world that dictates what you say yes and no to. So here's what we're going to talk about today. 3 things. And I want you to stay with me because I'm going to give you ideas and tips and techniques how to do it at the end of this video. So the first one is, how are we going to be more proactive instead of reactive? How are we going to control our controllables, those things that we need to do on a daily basis? Then we're going to look at what can we delegate and who can we delegate to. Sometimes that's hard. We may not have an assistant. We may not have somebody that helps us out, but we can still delegate it till later. We can still delegate it off our plate. We can still plan time to do it at a different time. And then we're going to talk about, okay, now that I know what I'm doing, how do I actually get better at it? What are the things that I can put in place to make sure I can make this happen? Since we're talking about being proactive versus reactive, we're going to talk about how to be more proactive. And the first thing, like what really helps this or helps us, is we have it planned out. Like I can look at my calendar this week, and yes, our calendar, or I look at it next week or the week after, and guess what that's doing as well? That's helping my future self be successful because I know those things are there, the big things that I need to do, that I'm no longer reactive around that I'm going and I'm being intentional about the things that I want to accomplish. I'm being intentional about what I want to do. I have a purpose with how I want to work and drive my business. That is what helps us. I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm just doing. And then there's reactive. So there's positive and there's negative forms to being reactive. The positive part is I don't have to think about what I'm going to do because it's already set in stone for me, that I'm just going to be reactive and I'm going to do it. I got it done. I'm in it. I'm in the moment. I'm doing it because it's already set there for me that I know what I need to accomplish. And then there's the negative part of being reactive, which I feel, let's call it what it is, most of us lie in. It's that shiny thing. It's our email that pops up. It's that text message banner that comes across my phone. It might be when I look at my phone and I do 2, 3, 4, 5 other things, and now it's all these things that we're reactive on that pulls us off track from doing the things we need to do. So let's take a step back and go, okay, what are the positive things I just want to be reactive on? What are the things that I know I should be doing? And how do I plan them into my calendar so I know that my future self, myself in the moment, I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm just reactive to it and I got it done. So now that we know that we have to be more proactive than we do reactive, here's what we're going to talk about now, is how do we delegate? And this is hard, and I get it. This is really hard. Here's the thing about delegation. So many of us hold it close to our chest. We tell ourselves, only I can do it, only I know how, it takes too much time to teach the person. It's all these things that we're telling ourselves because we feel like, now think about this, I don't care if you're brand new or if you've been doing this for 30 years, you're somewhere in the, maybe 40, whatever, you're somewhere in the middle. Somebody taught you at one time how to do something and you fumbled through it and you struggled and you had to figure it out or you had to ask for help. That is why we delegate. It's not always going to be perfect. Stop holding things so close to your chest and stop thinking you're the only person that can do it. And I know for some of you this is hitting home. I know it is because for coaching long enough, you know how many times I've heard, well, I can do that. It takes too much time to stop. You just have to be willing to teach somebody to do it. Why? Because now you're creating time. Like you said, we want to create time. We can manage ourselves. We want to create more time in our day to do the things that are going to make us more money, help us become successful, and do the things that we enjoy and that we want to do and that are going to make us more efficient. All those things together is exactly why we need to delegate things off our plate. I'm going to challenge you right now to put in below in the comments those things that you struggle with delegating. Because if it's something that you struggle with, those thousands of other people that are seeing it, they might be struggling with the same thing, and they want to know that that person's out there, or they might see it and go, holy cow, I didn't even think about that. I am doing that, aren't I? Help other people. That's what it's about. Now that we know how to be more proactive than being reactive, now we know how to delegate. Now here's what we need to do next. We need to know how to get better at it. And here's the thing with that. The thing about getting better is we need to practice this. We need to put it into practice. So one of the things that I'll tell you that I do every morning. So my schedule in the morning is I get up at 5, work out till about 6, 6:10, and then I'm having breakfast from 6:15 till about 6:45 to 6:50. And guess what I'm doing during that time that I'm having breakfast? Is I'm planning my day. I know exactly what I'm going to do throughout my day, so fires aren't coming up. I'm not spending time on things that I shouldn't be doing. I am uber efficient because I want to walk out at the end of the day, and I don't worry about that thing that fell off or something that needs to be done or something I didn't do or get to. I want to be efficient. Take that time in the morning, I call it my Brent time, and I look at my whole day and I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. Do things come up? Absolutely, but very rarely do I ever let anything get me off track. That's how we put this into practice. That is how you're going to get better. Take that little time in the morning and look at your day and know what you're going to talk about in your meetings. Know who you're going to ask for referrals. Know who you're going to call, so on and so forth. Those are the things that are going to help you. And here's the next thing I'm going to ask you to do in the comments below. Put the things that you're going to do during your time. Again, as it helps other people think about, ooh, I didn't think about that. That's a really, really good idea. We talked about time management. We know we can't manage time. We're talking about self. Keep that in your mind. Self-management. It's the self-management that we can manage ourselves. We're being more proactive than we are reactive. Catch yourself being reactive on a daily basis. What are those things that we need to delegate, that we need to get off our plate, that we need to stop doing and stop holding so close to our chest? And then how do we get better? Are we taking that planning time? And this is the stuff I want you to put in the comments. I'm asking you to do that because it not only is going to help you, but it's going to help other people around you as well. If you are a person that needs help with this or struggles with this, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is what I help people with, and there's so much content on there that is going to help you out. You just have to be willing to get out of the comfort zone a little bit. Hit subscribe, watch the video, and watch your business grow. You got this. Put the ego aside and ask for help. You got this.